Few players in the history of the Eastern baseball program have fulfilled more roles and fulfilled them more successfully than Eugene A. Julien, a versatile fielder and clutch hitter on teams which won a program record 3 straight NCAA regional championships, as well as the 2002 national title. Gino was named All-Little East at an unprecedented 3 different positions in his career. After being named LEC Rookie of the Year as a middle infielder in 2001, he was named All-LEC at shortstop in 2002, left field in 2003, and second base in 2004. As a sophomore in 2002, Gino delivered 2 of the most important postseason RBIs in program history. First with a walk-off single in an elimination game of the Regional Championship Series. And 4 days later, a pinch 2-run 8th-inning double in a 10-inning win in the National Tournament opener. In his career, Gino earned no fewer than 9 major, regional, and conference awards, among them all New England honors, twice each by the ABCA and ECAC, and MVP of the Little East Tournament as a senior.
Hello, my name is Scott Smith, and I am the athletic equipment manager and a former assistant baseball coach at Eastern. And it is my honor to speak on behalf of one of the most consistent and dependable players we ever had in the baseball program, Eugene Julien. Whenever recruits or prospective players would come into the office to meet with former head coach Bill Holloway, the message was always the same. I am looking for someone who is a good person and a hard-nosed competitive player who will force me to put them in the lineup every day. From the moment he arrived on campus in the fall of 2000, Eugene Julien, Gino, was that type of player. Born in Caracas, Venezuela, and raised in Brockton, Massachusetts, Gino found his way to Willimantic following in the footsteps of his high school teammate and All-America shortstop Nick Tempesta. He came to Eastern determined to make an impact, and that's exactly what he did. As a freshman, Gino earned Little East Rookie of the Year honors, helping us to the first of his 3 LEC tournament titles and setting the stage for an incredible 4-year career. Gino's athletic ability, award-winning smile, and versatility on the field were unmatched, as he was honored at the end of each season either by the conference or region at 3 different positions. Whether he was playing shortstop, left field, or second base, Gino had tremendous range and a strong arm. He always made the routine plays and consistently made the difficult plays look routine, making countless big-time plays in the game's biggest moments that certainly would have found their way on SportsCenter's top 10. Offensively, Gino could be counted on to do whatever the situation called for. Get on base, move a runner, lay down a bunt, drive in a run, steal a base, he could do it all. He was a game changer. His speed and quickness on the bases were always on display. Beating out a routine ground ball for an infield hit, taking the extra base, scoring from first on a base hit in the alley, stealing a base in a key situation, Gino made it look easy. The most amazing thing about Gino offensively was ability to come up with the biggest hits in the most clutch situations. Time and time again, he always came through. His ability to focus and produce in key, game-on-the-line situations made him one of the most clutch performers ever to wear the Eastern uniform. The most significant situation that comes to mind occurred in the late stages of the must-win first game of the 2002 NCAA Regional Finals against Wheaton College, when Gino came through with the game-winning single in extra innings, which propelled us on to a Game 2 win and sent us on our way to the first of 3 consecutive trips to the national tournament in Appleton, Wisconsin. A few days later in Appleton, not even Coach Holowati's hip coming out of socket mid-game, or Gino forgetting his white uniform top at the hotel and having to wear the size XXL number 57 extra jersey could stop Gino from being Gino. His late inning heroics continued with key hits in the late innings against Concordia Austin and RPI, helping to seal victories in the first two games and eventually securing us the program's fourth national championship.
When I think about Gino, I think about the versatility of both his playing ability and his personality. He could show up at a ballpark and coach would have him batting first and playing left field one game. Next game, he'd have to play second and bat third. And Eugene, he never batted an eye when he was asked to do what was needed for the team.
When I think of Gino, I think of a player that led with a smile on his face at all times. I played with him 2 years, and at every practice, every game, he was smiling. He was competing. He always competed hard and played hard, but he did everything with a smile. And that, to me, is what I'll always remember about Gino and as a player.
Eugene brought all 5 tools to the table. He can hit for average, he can hit for power, he had elite speed, he had a great glove, and he had great arm strength. He was extremely reliable as well to our ball club. He was versatile, he could play multiple positions, and Eugene Julien just had that contagious personality. And Eugene took a lot of pride in that in his prep work. In batting practice, from what I can remember, he put a strong emphasis on having the ability to take the ball the other way. Again, Eugene can hit for average, he can hit for power, and he had so many clutch hits for us. Again, in big moments, whether it was off the bench as a pinch hitter or in the starting role, whether he was playing the infield or in the outfield, Eugene was definitely the guy that you wanted up in the big situation, in the big moment, because he thrived in that moment, and he came through for us numerous times.
He was that player, jack of all trades. He could do everything. If we needed a DH, he was our DH. If we needed a pinch hit, because maybe he was struggling for a week or two and he was on the bench, he would get up there, get a pinch hit, working at bat, and get on base, and he did it with a smile at all times.
Yeah, Eugene would give haircuts to the players. He actually taught me how to use a straight edge, which I use now on my beard. He was always out to have a good time, and he always wanted everybody around him to have a good time. He was so uplifting with the way he acted, always smiling.
Eugene Julien just had that contagious personality. As a baseball player, you needed that right personality to be successful, and he had that. Everyone loved being around Eugene. Again, he was contagious. He kind of just went with the flow. He was competitive. He was gritty, tough, you name it, and Eugene brought it to the table and was a major, major piece to the puzzle for our successful run to the World Series for 3 straight years.
We as a team knew he was one of the most important keys to our success, from the national championship in '02 to our runs that we had in '03 and '04. If we don't have a versatile player like that, which made it easier to plug in players at other positions, none of this happens.
Gino, in my opinion, is the most underrated player at Eastern Connecticut. Underrated great player, because he did so many things. My senior year, he played second, he played short, he played right field, center, anywhere that we needed help with, Gino was the player.
Eugene Julien, I think the biggest attribute that he brought for himself and to our team was that he was never afraid to fail. And I think you need that mentality to be successful. Again, he wanted to be in the big moment, and having that not afraid to fail mentality allowed him to be really, really successful. But off the field, again, he was a joy to be around, great teammate, was always positive.
Gino is underrated, but not anymore.
At this time, it gives me great pleasure to present as a 2024 inductee into the Eastern Connecticut State University Athletics Alumni Hall of Fame, Eugene A. Julien.